Oh, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to Mr. M Trades and Momentum Trades for our weekly market prep. And as usual, we get together every Sunday to to look at what the situation is, how we finished last week, and what we might be looking forward to in the coming week in the stock market. As usual, we look at the key economic events happening this week to see how they can impact the market. So we know what we need to be aware of, whether we need to, be more aggressive or more cautious. Okay. We also look at the earnings coming up for the week, as well as we have always done, we'll take a look at for potential momentum plays for tomorrow's pre-market and some good swing setups that we might be watching for. So altogether, we're putting plan together to be ready for the week ahead. So let's get started here. Today is August 6th. And yeah, and the chat is open. Please feel free to drop any questions. So coming in this week, we've got a balance of trade here happening on Tuesday. API crude stock change, got a 30-year mortgage rate on Wednesday. I think on Thursday, however, coming to Thursday, we've got some key numbers coming in with the core inflation rate month over month and year over year. Wow. So followed by the initial jobless claims and CPI. And then on Friday, to finish the week off, we've got a PPI and a core PPI. So I think, taking into account what just happened this week, this week, that we saw a lot of weakness in the market, followed by the Fitch downgrade of the credit rating, coupled with the last 2 days of the upcoming week, which is Thursday and Friday, and all the data, I think we're going to have quite a volatile week ahead of us. So like I said in my earlier comment, we are currently facing market in an uptrend, but under pressure, right? We've got indexes dipped and tech struggled, and we have 5 consecutive distribution days on S&P and Nasdaq. And let's just go into the charts here straight away. We saw this SPY breaking 10-day lines and 20-day lines here, and closing pretty much at the bottom of the candle, fully bearish engulfing candle. And yeah, so I think that's just the SPY. Let's look at the Qs here. Yeah, Qs are similar in terms of where we are, or both below the 8 and 20-day line. Nasdaq, yeah, first time. Look at that. This is significant moments here, guys, because look, this was the first time since pretty much that base breakout where we see Nasdaq cutting 8 and 20-day line. You're seeing that? I think we are. So
it's a long run.
It is a long run, right? And again, I've posted a pretty lengthy explanation about the credit downgrading, and why is that bad for the economy. and how it impacts the stock market, right? And when we think of the economy or the stock market, right, the stock markets runs because of the economy, right? The amount of money that's being put into the stock market, is dependent upon many factors, right? But one of them is also the confidence of the investor in the economy and the economic growth overall. Now, let's, I'm just going to try to simplify this and say, well, let's think of this as a business, right? If you had a business that was really badly run, that was spending more capital every single year for the last 22 years that it brought into the business, then you would question the management of that company, right? Which because it makes you a bad creditor. It makes you a risky creditor. So anytime you now go and try to borrow money, it'll impact the amount of what interest rates you're going to get, what investments are going to be made, and then it will just trickle down to the public, right? So these are the terms in terms of the bigger picture that we need to be thinking about, and this is, like I said, like if you understand the market cycles, right? And actually, I'm going to bring the image because I keep banging on about the market cycles, but I think it's an important concept to grasp, right? Because the markets do move in cycles. Mm-hmm. I just want you to pay attention to this here. I'm not saying that this is where we are, right? But we could see this accumulation here, right? Happening here. And then we see, the best time for buying, which was down here when we were breaking above that 200-day line. Okay. And now we have this uptrend. And now we come into the distribution, right? We had a 5 days of distribution here. So this could be a pullback where we're going to reset the stages. Maybe we get a bounce off the 50-day line and then continue up. But it can also be, a time for the markdown. So I think we need to be, use caution here. And I really like this slide, and everyone needs to be familiar with the market stages, right? I saw a lot of comments saying, well, we're gonna consolidate here for a bit and then we're gonna shoot up here to the upside. Again, it's all speculation. I think we need to see what the market is going to give us, right? I think there's a lot of things happening that bring a lot of uncertainty. So, and again, we can't ignore the fact that this is the first time since pretty much here, the start of that bull run, okay, that we're now crossing that 20-day line. Okay. So, the next support levels here that we're looking on the NASDAQ here, 149. And let's look at the SPY here as well. There we go. That's 445, 60. And then the next one will be the 50-day line around 441 and then 436. Right? Again, that zone that we previously were trying to get out of over here. Okay. And let's also look at that. Remember, if you were in any previous calls, remember when I was covering down the covering the what happens in the market, or how many times it happened in the market where we were where the SPY was above RS of 80. Oh, you can see this, right? Pretty much here. And look at that trend line here on the RS, right? That's pretty much where the volume, where the trend line was broken. So, and pretty significant. We're now at RSI 50, but so yeah, I would expect more downside here, especially on that engulfing as well. So we need to be somewhat defensive. And I think that's the, you know, that's the way forward here. There's no point of us forcing anything. All right. Any questions with regards to major indexes and what we might be looking for moving ahead into the next week?
I just want to mention that I think caution is going to be the way to go for the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know, we've been through worse, right, Tony?
Oh yeah, we have. Definitely.
we've been through all of this. And not only we've been through all of this, but we've been through all of this, and we came on top. And I think we did this by, you know, consistently following the rules and consistently, you know, just staying ahead, or, you know, recognizing actually what is happening in the market, right? So,
Right.
and I remember, you know, whenever we said use caution, stay cautious, that's exactly what we did, and you know, and it kept us in the game.
Yes.
So don't take this lightly, right? You know, the signs are usually there. We just, you know, I know that sometimes if you're a new trader, or you try to do something, you know, you think you must take a trade. You don't, right? Sometimes
No.
all you need is just sit on your hands.
Exactly. That's the best move sometimes.
Absolutely. So any other questions with regards to the major indexes and what we might be expecting from the broader market next week? Shall we look at the VIX as well? Let's look at the VIX. Yeah, look at that. I think we looked at it last week, didn't we, Tony, into VIX? And I said, you know.
We did. I actually took a position, and I didn't really say anything about it. It's been profitable and then underwater, and then at the end of the day on Friday, it was back in the green again. I just mentioned I did a 16-19 August 23rd call spread.
Very good.
And
Well, whatever you
yeah.
do, you feel always free to put that in a member place. You know, you're one of the more advanced members in the community, so you've been at it for a long time, and you know, I know that people would love to know what you're playing.
All right, and that was not too late to get into. So yeah, I mean, VIX
yeah,
could be coming up here. Like you've always said too, it always does when it gets down to say 13, 12, 13, 14, you're looking at it going the other way pretty soon.
yeah,
So
and I think
it's always cycling up and down.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's always, and I think this was more even sure, like when we were there, I think we had so many sort of plays when we said, well, if it's like 33, 34, then go short on VIX, and when
Right.
it's below 20, go long, right? And that these are supposed to be like a, you know, out 6 months
Exactly.
contract, right? So and I think similar thing is happening here.
Right.
I think, you know, we've been held down by this 200-day line resistance. So take it into account, you know, what's going to, again, looking at the charts on the major indexes, it looks like we are, you know, potentially going to see a little bit more downside here, right? Which will push VIX quite higher. But over here, from this standpoint, we are breaking out from this cup, from this base.
Right.
And also when you look at that, you know, this is, we sort of breaking through that trend line. Some resistance will be met here at around 1940, but that should give you already a nice upside here as well. So I wasn't too sure about it last week, but you know, this week, you know, I'm pretty more sure about that. So
Yeah, it played out for sure.
all right.
A little more confirmation, but yeah.
All right. Let's look at the economic calendar here real quick, and then we will. Yeah, I know that sometimes this call seems slow, but you got to remember that I do this live. I'm prepping as well as you are here, so apologize for the brief pauses, right? But I'm just either taking notes that I'm later on gonna put into the Discord chat, and with some charts here as well. Right. So another busy week for earnings. Well, I think the last week was pretty good as well. I think with some surprises, although because of the market weakness, we just didn't see much of a I don't know what to call it. We didn't see much in terms of, you know, what we would normally see, right? If the market wasn't, you know, under pressure. But moving into this week, so we've got Monday before open. Who do we have tomorrow? I can't see anything here. BYND, no. Okay, Monday after close, we've got a Palantir. So I'll take a look at the chart. We got Lucid as well. Well, I wish KLQ was here. She's very researched on Lucid. Look at the CHEG as well. Oak. I think we had a swing on the Oak back in the day, didn't we? And Beyond Meat. Okay. So it's a pretty busy Monday already after close. We've got Datadog on Tuesday before open. So we got a Datadog. And then we've got and after close, we've got a RIVN. Upstart, well, AMC, Upstart, TWLO, Marathon. Yeah, it's gonna be Tuesday. Is gonna be big. Okay. So we got AMC. Let's take a look at the AMC chart. UPST, they've been doing really good, although they pulled back again. And we got a TWLO.
Pull back, yeah, last day.
And then we've got a Marathon. I haven't looked at the Bitcoin. I want to see how it's doing.
Air's doing good actually right now still. Of course, I bought around $6 or $7, I think.
And
but it has been down.
Yeah, I want to take a look at Lumina.
Off the highs, anyways.
I want to take a Lumina because LIDAR was doing great, right? That was the that went up like 150% from what we've since it was mentioned, and Kerry then
Did
led
well
to
on that.
Yeah, but you know, I just want to see whether the laser technology now maybe making waves again. All right, so then we got on Wednesday we got Roblox, Wendy's. Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able. I will look later at those charts, but I'm not going to be able to look at all of them. I'll take a look at a few. Right, Roblox before open. So got Roblox. We've got Wendy's.
IONQ. on Thursday. Let's see.
IONQ,
We're
yeah,
still
the
in,
IONQ is doing great.
I've been in that for a little while.
Yeah, and then we get our
It's
Wednesday.
doing
We've
really
got
good.
Disney after close. Then we've got Plug as well. Magnite, MGNI. One day they were like doing quite well as a MGNI.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we've got a Baba on Thursday.
Oh boy. Still
We got a,
holding on to my Baba spread.
yeah, we got a Baba. Right, Cyber. I really like Cyber overall. CYBR. Okay, and then we get an IONQ after close. Like I said, all this will be posted. I'll post that into the watch list channel. IONQ. Then we have GEVO. Shall we take a look at GEVO? I think oil has been struggling, right? So some news on oil.
It
Terms of
has. It's been coming back. It's been coming back though.
Has it? All right. I just want to,
Yeah. What is the ETF for oil?
CLI, is it? No, hold on a second. It is, yeah, CL1. There we go. Actually, yeah, well, it's looking actually. We're looking for the breakout here. Well, I'll take a look at it in a second. Let me just finish that with, I'll take a look at GEVO.
Okay.
And then we have RGTI. Just I think I was looking at that chart before. And that's about it. Well, that's about it. That's a lot, but yeah.
When is RGTI? I didn't see that.
RGTI,
right.
there it is, on Thursday after
Never
close.
Okay, there we go. I'm actually
And
holding
actually,
a little bit of that.
IMPX also. I want to take a look at IMPX again, and I'll be okay. So okay. So okay, keep those charts coming. I've got them. I've got them over here. So, and I'll, I'm not ignoring you.
Sure.
I'm just.
You mentioned Matt.
Yeah, what's up?
Right. No. I was going to mention RGTI. You were looking. You said it was looking really good here with an RS of 99 back in July 25th, and I think I took a position then. It was at a little over $2, and now it's at
276. Yeah, it's pulling. It's kind of forming a flag here as well.
274.
So that's why I knew I was looking at it. I was charting at it. I can't even remember if I called the position or not, but it was just building this nice long base
I don't think
here.
I recalled yet. You're looking at it, anyways. Yeah.
Yeah, I just look at the charts. Right. Okay. Well, let's hold on. I need to organize myself
Oh
here.
yeah, look at that. Wow.
That's looking great. Okay. Well, I'll take it. We'll review. Go back to. Well, let's take a pick. Let's first go through a couple of the earning calls. I'll give you a choice of here. We've got Palantir, Lucid, CHEG, Oak, and Beyond Meat. Which one should we do? Let's look at Palantir, shall we? Yeah, we've been in Palantir since that move over here. since that move over here, but it's, you know, it broke below the previous day and now is breaking to the downside. And I think, you know, that's where we need to use caution. Even I think, let me just look what the market says here in terms of expectations on the Palantir. $0.01 of revenue, 533.7 million for Q2. Expectations for Q2 earnings, particularly has beaten revenue estimates 11 times, but EPS beats or misses have been more unpredictable, suggesting potential surprises in profit margin and operational capabilities. Okay.
RS is still 99. RS rating. Nice revenues quarter over quarter.
The Mones analyst finds the company's current valuation rich, which is currently on the Palantir sideline, holding a neutral rating. Okay, Wise does, however, have an idea about what's in store for Q2 readout. Revenue estimates stand for 547 above streets, so beat on revenue. Forecast takes into account a growth of 14% year over year, less than 18% seen in first quarter of 23, and far below the 26% uptick recorded in the same period of the last year. And this is what I was talking about. I don't know if you recall last year, that the benchmark is off. I think we have seen a lot of beats on earnings. However, when you look at the revenue year over year, you'll see that it's decreasing, right? Meaning the companies are not performing as well as they have, and the growth is slowing down. Therefore, that's why sometimes we might be looking at, you know, the beat on earnings, but you just don't see the reaction in terms of, you know, the price movement. So Wide expects operating profit 125.4 million, amounting to 23.2 operating margin. At the bottom line, its EPS forecast of 5 cents is the same as consensus. Revenue in the range between 2 to 2. Yeah, so pretty neutral here. Let's take a look at the market Smith here.
Witnessed deceleration over the past 2 quarters.
Yeah, they do have a good forecast here, going into 2024. But I'm just, you know, I think going into this week, I think, you know, we need to be wary of the fact of what is actually happening in the broader market. So at the moment here, it looks bearish, right? If for some reason we can get above this high here, which is 1930, that might be a positive sign. But at the moment, look, we've got this engulfing, well, not engulfing, because it's just rejected at that 1940 level here. But that's what I'm seeing for Palantir now. Just and we might come down to test that 20-day line here, which is kind of in line with that previous resistance that we got into, right? So let's keep that.
Right.
Let's keep that in mind.
Right back to the beginning.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I want to take a Lucid next. Okay, well, Lucid here's that support. A lot of ranging. I just don't see Lucid, even if it has a good beat on earnings. I just don't think it's there, you know. Or you've seen hundreds of setups now, Tony, from me, so you can probably see it straight away, right?
Mhm.
It's not a very enticing setup
Right.
at all. Okay, and then let's take a look
No,
at
it's not.
buying. Yeah. So I don't want to. Okay, beyond meat here, kind of
Hmm.
building a flag.
Yep.
It's kind of now bouncing on that 20-day line again. Pretty low volume, so volume has been decreasing here. So actually, then tomorrow is going to be pretty crucial if we break below this line here, which is around 15, and below
Right.
1485, and that might then trigger short. But ideally, what I would like to see is short confirmation, which would be something like this, right? And then on that
Right.
rejection, that would then trigger our short. So yeah, and then on the other hand, to the upside, we'd want to see this moving above 1730. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the DDOG.
Looks good. DDOG, I just got in my retirement account about 3 months ago. It's been
No, it's
doing well.
good time to get in.
Yes.
You're kind of forming this channel here. Again, you can see everything's pulling back here, and again breaking below that
Mhm.
20-day line. So I think we might see something like pull back to this so what resistance now support, right?
Right.
So
Back to 10,
nothing
106
actionable,
or so.
nothing actionable that I would see
Right.
here. Okay, moving into the after close on Tuesday, we've got RIVN, which we've been in as well. And RIVN is looking surprisingly good here in terms of the tightness of the consolidation. Right? I think, general market weakness here.
Mhm.
We'll go into here, but general market weakness now. I need to see what the market says in terms of what's coming for the reports. Okay, that's from Friday. Considered short interest, which refers to the percentage of shares for companies. Short interest has jumped to 15%.
Mm.
Companies' margins will come under pressure if it is forced to slash its vehicle prices. There is possibility this will happen since Ford has cut prices of its Lightning brand, which competes with RIVN vehicles. Okay. Will experience substantial volatility next week as publishes its financial results. The results will come on Tuesday after the regular session. Analysts expect the company's quarterly revenue cross the important level of 1 billion in Q2. That will be strong increase from the previous quarter of 661 million. Okay. The headline figures investors will focus on the company's forward guidance, gross margins, and the general outlooks of the company. So investors will focus on the company's cash burn during the quarter. Yeah, shares is neutral with a bearish bias. If this happens, stock will keep dropping since the investors are a bit optimistic ahead of the results, which explains why it has jumped before earnings. I think here would be my game plan for for RIVN, I think we need to be now staying out or just watching, right? Because we have
Mhm.
bearish bias driven by the earnings coming up, we will most likely come to test that 20-day line here. Okay, and that might come tomorrow or on Tuesday. Okay, if we have, depending on tomorrow's price action, but I think it would be even a good way of really sort of starting a lotto short here. Okay, with a very tight stop
Right.
loss. Because if it's going to drop, it's going to drop, and a short's going to pile in. Take it into account. There's a 15% of the short interest, so that's one thing, right? And then
Mhm.
you know the play here would be to watch the shorts develop, because we might see come back to this 22, right? 22 line. Then we've got this line here, which is another around 1973.
19.
Okay, so that would be 100-day line here, or 200-day line. And then I'd be looking for the shorts getting out, right? And then, you know, because
Right.
they will have to cover. So, and let's look at what's the short interest on RIVN, and when do they need to close? Short interest, days to cover. Let's go. Oh wow. So now is actually the short interest is increasing. I'll just show you this chart. This okay. So that was 17.28. So that's the short interest of float. Got days to cover. Got a 1 there. And yeah, I think there's a lot of shorts that need to cover in the next 2 or 3 days. Interesting. Okay, well,
Sounds good. Of course.
okay. All right, let's look at AMC real quick here. I'll run through a few more and then we'll jump in to our momentum. AMC, well, AMC is actually 30% shorted.
Yeah, it's one of the Reddit stocks.
Yeah.
Wall Street bets. Along with GMC or GME and
Hmm.
a lot of the others. So
I don't know. I just, you know, this to me looks more like a supernova than anything,
mm-hmm.
right?
It does.
And again, if you guys are new, you can go to the supernova channel and go to the pinned messages and see what the supernova setup is. But it's, yeah, I mean, I'd like to see the first moving above the 525 here and then 540 for the bigger move. And the risky strategy would be here to sort of wait for the pullbacks to that. It needs to respect this trend line in order to move higher, but again, right. Upstart. Ooh, this is shortable, I think. Although, well, based on this setup, like if it, well, let's, well, I,
Mm-hmm.
I went ahead of myself. My mouth acted quicker than my brain. You know, yeah. It's
It
shortable.
happens.
Yeah, it's shortable in terms of like if we get a bad earnings, then
Right.
I see the same scenario that we saw with Spotify. Look at that, like a fall from the heights. See? So boom. So for example, where did they have earnings? Right over here, right?
Oof.
So they had earnings here. Okay. That was the beginning before the earnings, etc. Right. It's funny. It looks like some people knew before the earnings, right?
Somehow we did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little insider trading.
So in a similar situation, I'm just looking at here on Upstart, and let me just look at the financials. Yeah, Upstart, not great. Look at that. Last 3 quarters,
No.
decline in sales, significant. Okay, so and the EPS as well. So I think that might be, if you want to go for like a day swing, then wait for the break here, because I think we're going to get some sell-off before the earnings. But that's what I'm seeing in Upstart. Okay, I want to take a look at LAZR. No ranging. Okay, Roblox. Ranging. Disney.
Oh yeah.
No.
Disney's
Just
been doing
well.
okay. Oh
Is it?
no, it's not.
Is
Yeah.
it? It's coming down to the
Well,
testing
not really.
lows. If you, yeah, I wouldn't call this doing good. I don't know, but that's just me.
No.
So, obviously, I don't know if it pays. I think it pays dividend.
I've got a. Yeah, it does. I think it.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, okay.
No, it doesn't. No.
I have a credit put spread that I've had on Disney for forever, expiring August 18th, and it was for pretty good. I got a pretty good credit on it, so I've been slowly every time it rallies, I get rid of a little bit more. I've just got, I think, about four spreads left,
Yeah.
but I think it's a 65-60 put spread, credit put spread. Let's see.
Yeah, it's just not.
No, it's a 80-70 actually. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, just
plug's not looking good at all. Yeah,
no.
I don't think.
Tried to broke above this 200-day line here, but it just failed. And look at the earnings. Just
Yep.
so we're not looking
Horrible.
at
Yeah.
plug at it. MGNI. MGNI is looking really good actually.
It is. Yeah.
And let's get this continues. I don't know if you continues to put out these nice and tight consolidations on a flat basis. Now it's here with this flag. Just need to look at the fundamentals. Yeah, I think well the entry here was there at 14, but I think this one will be more significant because this is just I think a nice bottom of the cup. It's nice long base. So yeah, I think it was funny that we're all the way back here to the IPO price levels, right? I guess sometimes it's catching up with you.
Right.
But yeah, it has been. I think EPS has decreased, but they've been put out the double-digit growth in terms of numbers. They had a 10% revenue growth last quarter. So Yeah, I'll put MGNI on watch. And we want to see, might be nice and cheat entry here. Build a cushion for the earnings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, Baba and Cyber, the last two I want to take a look at. There we go. So Baba's got an 81 rating here. Again, decreasing sales, but growing earnings per share. I don't know. It just feels like sort of getting out of this cup. But you know, really where we want to get this is here to complete that base, in my opinion. So, okay, moving on to the Cyber. I like Cyber. This is nice, nice and sort of consolidation here. That I'm seeing RS80 pointing down, but again, you can see this pointing down in here as well. Got a solid solid sales increase of 27% last quarter. Pretty flat on the EPS growth, but the forecast for 2024 is very nice, right? And we got a, you know, quite a nice so yeah, I like Cyber more. Okay, IONQ. Wow, look at that. Those tight consolidations here. Yeah, I think we've got what IONQ has got on Thursday after close here. So I think IONQ can, and look at that volume, right? It's been increasing all the way up.
Oh yeah.
So I think we might see potential, and you know, even well, it has been breaking out here from trying to break that resistance. It did, but again, market brought it down. So I think, well, let's see where we can catch up here to this 8-day line here. Look at the daily chart.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
I put 300 shares in my retirement IONQ and up about $3,300 right now. I don't even know where I got it, but must have been at $10 below where it is now.
Yeah. Okay. GEVO. No. An RGTI. Okay. Ooh, look at that.
It's looking kind of good.
Look at that volume.
Yeah. Whew.
Okay. All right. Well, RGTI goes on the watch list. So we get this. All right. Okay. So that's it for earnings. Oh, long list. Right. Let's quickly look at the potential runners for tomorrow pre-market. And the top spot takes MF. This was a huge winner for us.
MF.
And it also had a very strong finish after hours. So let me...
I don't know what happened, but MF blew right past my stop limit. It was $1.68 or something like that.
$1.63, I think.
$1.63, yeah. I just blew right past it. I don't know, it didn't get filled. I see it. Everyone's talking it up, and oh man, I'm left behind.
Yeah, listen, so this is where we finished just before the close.
Nice.
And I think this tight consolidation is going to push us higher, at least at the open. So I think, you know, we need to normally, and again, it's to you guys for those that, you know, you like to get up early, right? Because, you know, for me, it's 9 a.m. For me, it's 9 a.m. So, you know, I'm comfortably sitting here, but for you guys, you know, you'd have to be up really early. But sometimes you can catch those early moves and the big,
Right.
they move quite well. And I think we had the same thing last week, right? It was a play that I called out for the pre-market open, and it just, you know, ran like crazy. So I think this is going to continue to the upside. We may get a pullback here to. So that's something we might expect here. So that's one. So I'll just make a note here. Momentum. Pre-market. MF. So that would be potential pullback to 250. Watch for break above 275 towards and run towards 315 plus. Right, so that would give us nice. What's that? Like 15% as well. I think let's see the, you know, the next move here, 310, right? So in line with, you know, there 316, and we've got another bit of congestion here, 360. Okay, and that's a nice potential upside there. Okay, what did we say? SVFD. I want to take a look at. Let's run after hours. Really significant from all the way from 61 cents to 144. Look at that move, 131%. Currently pulled back to the 200-day line. I just want to see what the news were here. Can't see it. Okay, well, on this one, it's a bit more tricky here. Probably above 120. We want to see it. Just pivot above. SVFD. Run. 140.
Just an aftermarket runner, yeah.
140% after hours. And watch above. Is that 123 pivot, 123 pivot. Test of highs. Around 140 and breakout and breakout above 145 to potential 160, 170. Okay. So that is RBT. Sorry, SVFD. That's okay. MF. So I'll just take a screenshot so I can post this right into the watch list chat after the call. Okay. Now, is there another one? BCAN. What's that? What's that? That's something beyond meat. Is that the same thing? I don't know. Oh, look at that. Okay. Anyone knows what this is? BCAN?
I've seen BCAN touted on another service of it's something having to do with I think with crypto, but let me see. I might have it still up.
Okay, BYND can enterprise include passive stake.
No, I don't. Darn it. Let's see. I think I closed out the tab, but see if I can find it.
Okay, only 8.9 million shares here. So I put this as a lower probability, but then because I'll just, there's a huge, is there a gap? Yeah, look at that gap there. Pretty much another 100% there for potential move. So why not? And so it needs to move above here, 151. $280. Okay. Gap to close to 280. And then I just like the volume here as well. So we'll see if it's going to have any momentum. All right. Okay. So that's pretty much on the momentum. I'll take certain chat questions here to look at.
Oh, here it is. Matt, I found that link on BCAN.
Yep.
It's from Tech Market Reporter. Do you want me to put the link in the chat or?
Yeah, just put it in the main chat. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Little known AI stock poised to disrupt lucrative market.
Okay, good. Good to know. Okay, Lee.
Yeah.
Hey, wow. Look at Lee go.
Oh yeah. It's looking good, isn't it?
That is excellent. Didn't even flinch on the market weakness. So,
No.
I mean, a bit extended from here. No, it's already up 12%.
It could.
But it's coming up
Yeah, it could
to
see a little bit of a retracement.
that, pretty much the all-time highs, which
The
creates
old
that
high,
the U breakout. Okay, I'll
right?
like it. I'll be watching, but it's now for me it's extended,
Good
and
deal.
my pullback with the market, but so far has been holding up pretty well. So yeah, good find, Tony. ACEL.
Thank you.
Oh, another one.
Yeah,
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
it didn't flinch either.
No, just didn't give a shit, did it?
No,
It's
not
like,
at all.
this is a very confident, guys are like, I'm just gonna do me market.
Yeah,
Screw your credit rate. Screw your credit rating. Yeah, this is
right,
screw.
right. Uh,
This is post
Just
earnings
leave me
as well.
alone, do my
So
thing.
yeah, pretty much. So this is post
Hmm.
earnings. So this was the buyable gap up here. Now, how much are we away from that pivot? 4%. It's still in buying range, I think.
Okay.
Still below 5%. So just look at the 88 RS rating here. Yeah, the Market Smith says that the buy point was here on that break from that base here. But I think I don't know. I think this is nice tight flag consolidation breakout here. We need to see this moving above for the safety here because we're so low. I think we need to move above 1220, Tony.
Okay.
1220 for a starter, and then we can see whether that how it handles another well this week, this coming week.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, where's the chat? Okay. Well, like I said, in general, the market is under pressure, so we're not looking to build exposure into Google, Microsoft, Meta, because they're gonna the tech sector was struggling. Someone says Tesla. Yeah, we got into Tesla, but it's showing weakness. It's about to
Yeah.
stop us out here. But this is actually an interesting point. Sometimes because we had a gap up in the morning, right? Sometimes I was waiting for that break above this trend line, which we did, and it was green over red. So this is what triggered, was signaled that entry. But just the weakness was
Right.
just too much in the overall market. So I
Yeah.
think be cautious and ready to pull the trigger on your stop. Even
Yep.
reduce to micro and just use caution. Disney.
Absolutely.
So Fialo asking what's the Disney's RS? Let me tell you, it's 15. Not great. Okay, and then Meta and TTOO. That's what I'm going to look at next as well. Yeah, Meta looks bearish here. I think what we need to be looking out here is if you go, a good indication here is this. If you go into the channels, draw the trend line, and we are looking to be breaking that trend line because we can now be moving into this channel sort of movement, right? And the channel will be acting as a resistance. So I think currently it's support, but most likely come down here. Where's my what? Where's my moving averages?
Oh, it disappeared.
There we go. Must have pressed delete or something. I'm just gonna redo my thing now.
Oh no. It's playing games with you.
Yeah. Oh dear. Okay. I'll take a look at the last one, which was
Is that a 200? Is that your 200 line? The
it
real
is, yeah.
thick one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is I'll build my indicator for all the moving averages, and then I think I've adjusted them, so although I can add them. Yeah, come on.
You could add them each time. Yeah.
Okay. Where are you? Okay, I think I'm going to be cautious in terms of putting in new swings. I don't think it's time to be looking at swings right now. I think we'll take it as a, you know, we'll take it as it is. Wow, that's a lot of right. Okay, well, unless you guys have anything else that you want me to take a look at, I think that's going to be it for today. And if I find any more setup, I will post them in a watch list. But again, I think one thing that I want to remind again, we're going into the next week, you know, being cautious of of the current market situations, the weeks just gone, what happened, and the Thursday and Friday economic events, and I think we need to pay attention to all of this, and just for be somewhat defensive. But that's the name of the game for the next week. And as always, I
Yes.
appreciate your times. Unless anyone has any more questions, I'm gonna close this prep here. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you in the chat. Thanks a lot.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Thanks so much, Matt. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.